Hey guys, it's Crypto Moon. She does it all, a little bit of everything. I am going to give you the latest on the CPI report this morning. It says inflation is cooling, grocery costs low, curbing stubbornly high consumer prices. Inflation slowed for a 10th straight month in April as another drop in grocery bills upset a rebound in gasoline price, providing some relief to Americans squeezed by a 2-year run-up in prices. Consumer price increased 4.9% from a year earlier, down from a 5% in March and a 40-year high of 9.1% last June, according to the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index. That's the smallest year increase since April 2021. On monthly basis, price rose 0.4% following a 0.1% increase in March. For shoppers and drivers, Wednesday's inflation report was mixed. Gasoline price jumped 3% just in April. By contrast, grocery price dropped for a second straight month. Used car price surged 4.4% after 9 months of declines. Rental costs rose, but at a slower pace. Still, the data offered some signs that inflation is continuing to cool. Airlines fares dropped 2.6% in April, and hotel price jumped 3% after 4 straight monthly increase. It's sticky and bumpy, but make no mistake, inflation is cooling, said Gregory Dacko, chief economist at EY Parthenon. Fed hikes interest rate in May. Fed hikes interest rate 0.25% point, but signals pause in inflation fight. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. What is the difference between core CPI and CPI? Core price, which exclude volatile food and energy items and capture longer lasting trends, increased 0.4% from March following a similar rise the previous month. That lowered the annual increase from 5.6% to 5.5%. Okay. The report revealed that the nation's road back to normal inflation level will be uneven. Price overall continued to post a strong increase from the previous month, although inflation for goods has been easing as COVID-related supply chain bottlenecks went down. Some items rose last month. Apparel price increase and used cars jumps after 9 straight decline, and while services price are poised to pick up as Americans resume traveling and dining out more frequently, several of those cost increases slowed in April. Okay, will the Fed continue to raise rates? Although inflation has edged down just gradually, the Federal Reserve last week signaled it now will likely pause its aggressive campaign that has hiked a key interest rate by 5 points over the past 14 months. Fed officials have said the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and 2 other banks will probably toughen lending standards and dampen the economy and inflation, leaving less work for the central bank to do. Economist Andrew Hunter of Capital Economics says the CPI report keeps the Fed on track to halt its rate hikes, but shows that persistently high could prevent Fed officials from cutting rates to combat a weakening economy for a longer period. What is the future of gas price? While gas price increased in April, They are down 12.2 from a year ago. In recent weeks, pump prices have fallen again. Nationally, regular unloaded gasoline averaged $3.53 a gallon Tuesday, down from $3.60 a month ago. Are grocery price going to go down? Grocery price edged down 0.2%, the second straight month drop, and the yearly rise eased to 7.1 from 8.4%. The cost of commodities as wheat and corn has fallen in recent months because of easing global demand. In April, the price of eggs dropped by 1.5%, the third straight month decline after a string of sharp bird flu related increase, but costs are still up 21.4% over the past year. Pork price fell 1.2%, fish and seafood costs dipped 0.7%, and bread was down 0.3%. Okay, give me 1 second. This laptop is giving me a problem. It refused to charge accordingly, so I don't want that to mess me up again. But some costs continue to climb. Chicken price increased 0.5% and uncooked ground beef 0.6%. Let's see what else is going on. Restaurant price increased by 0.4% and are up 8.6% annually. Is rent causing inflation? Rent again was the chief driver of inflation, but the increase continued to moderate. Rent picked up 0.6% from 0.5% in March, but down from a string of stronger gains annually. The increase was unchanged 8.8%. Economists expect rent to fall based on new lease, but that shift has been slow to filter through the existing lease. Used car price leaped 4.4 after as a flurry of wholesale cost increase finally showed up in the retail price, but they are still down 6.6% yearly. Price had been tumbling after a pandemic-related run-up that pushed up costs by about a third, and apparel prices increased 0.3%. Some goods price softening as supply chain snails continue to improve. New car price fell 0.2%. Furniture and bedding costs were down 0.5%, and appliance price declined 1.9%. Meanwhile, some services became a bit less pricey despite Americans' return to pre-COVID travel and other activities. Airlines fares fell 2.6%, and hotel rates slid 3%. And medical care services dipped 0.1% after a 0.5% decline the previous month. Okay. Inflation winners and losers. The 10 consecutive rate hikes by the Federal Reserve have made it more expensive to borrow, whether you are buying an appliance with a credit card or getting a car loan. The annual percentage rate on a new credit card has jumped from slightly above 16%, almost 24%. Meanwhile, in the past year, Freddie Mac's 30-year mortgage rates have increased from 3.6 to 6.4%. That means if you made a $90,000 payment and obtained a $450,000 mortgage, your monthly payment would spike by 31%, or roughly $615 according to a bank rate calculator. In the wake of the Fed's latest key interest rate hike of a 1/4 percentage point, economists caution we have yet to see the full impact, since rate hikes can take a year to ripple through the economy. So again, based on where you're at, to some people it doesn't really affect them whether it goes up or down. They have the money, they can afford it. But somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck, of course, can see the differences when you go to the supermarket, when you go put gas on. If you need a used car, you're going to see the difference. Mortgage rates, though a lack of homes for sale and a still robust jobs market is keeping home price high, cost dipped slightly year over year in February and March. So let's see. Rate may decline further before the end of the year if consumer prices continue to slip, convincing the Federal Reserve to pull back on interest rate hikes and making the marketplace more enticing to home buyers and sellers. Mortgage rates are likely to descend lower later in the year as the consumer price inflation calms down and changes the thinking of the Fed from tightening to possibly loosening the monetary policy, says National Association of Real Estate Chief Economist Lawrence Young. Mortgage rates have more than doubled since the Federal Reserve began hiking interest rates over a year ago to dampen inflation, but the last rate increase of a quarter percentage point should not impact mortgage rate because the boost was expected, says Taylor Marr, Redding Deputy Chief Economist. Home sales have fallen from a seasonal adjusted yearly rate of 6.5 million in January 2022 to 4.44 million in March 2023. So that's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. Anyhow, this is the latest on the CPI report. Later by later, I'll let you know what's going on. Let me know how you feel. I can still feel the inflation. When I go to the supermarket, I know it costs me more and I almost have nothing in my cart. And I'm paying double for what I used to pay for, so give me a break. Subscribe and let me know how you feel. May God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye.